What did you do? Seriously, Courtney, what did you do?
Well, kind of what I said I was gonna do.
I was kind of liking that floating under the radar, you know? Everything was settled, everything was cool, but no. You just had to make a stink. Well, folks, welcome to Life on Beagle Road, where Courtney continues to create more drama.
For the record, I did not create this drama, okay? Just saying.
It's true, you didn't.
We've been hearing for a while that 3 Mile Island, which is a nuclear power plant in our township, would be closing down.
Like a long while.
A long while.
Yep, a long while.
Yep, a long while. Well, it's finally happening. They are closing on September 30th, which in my mind, hey, great. Let's not have Chernobyl here. You know, we've got better options for energy, right? Well, apparently we don't have better options for tax revenue in the township.
So Courtney, being the concerned citizen that she is, which is good, you know, we've always talked, like, you've got to question your elected officials and you've got to hold your elected officials accountable, which is really all you were doing, is just saying, hey, wait, I don't know that what you're doing is the absolute best long-term solution for this community. How does a distribution center or a business park fully improve our community? Simply just asking questions. I want more information before this comes to fruition.
What the township is proposing is rezoning a number of residential, agricultural, and industrial areas into commercial areas to put in things like distribution centers and business parks. There's no firm, like, yes, this is exactly what's going in, but these are some of the options should these properties be converted to commercial zoning. These properties are dotted throughout the township, which is part of my problem, right? They're not isolating this to one area, they're spacing it out all over the township wherever there is room. And a lot of it, even the residential, as we know, the cornfield up the road where they're trying to put something, is really agricultural, even though it's zoned residential.
Which means we would again lose more land that could be used for feeding the community.
Yeah, food, farms, people. We are going to all croak because we don't have any farms.
We just keep turning it into lots, storage
and distribution
units.
centers so people can buy more stuff. I mean, listen, I love buying stuff, but it's gotta stop.
It's not the answer. It's not the answer.
No, nor do I want a million tractor trailers driving in and out of a lot next to my kids' elementary school where they play on the playground and breathe in that air.
It's just not a good situation.
They're also going to destroy the roads that they're not meant to be driving on, and then we, the taxpayers, are going to have to foot the bill for that. The township outright said all we can do is ask them not to drive certain places. What? You're allowing them to come into your township. Can't you put some parameters around that? And to be honest, I'm pretty irate that such a big stink was made about the fact that this is a residential neighborhood, and now you tell me you want to put a distribution center here too? I mean, that doesn't work for me.
I mean, if you're unaware of what we went through in the past, look back and see just all of the turmoil that we went through in order to defend our homestead, to be able to do what it is that we do here. And they're so concerned about what it is that we're doing, and yet this is going to crop up. It just doesn't seem to make any sense. It's just not right. So not only can I not provide for my family on my own land, we're going to take all the other land that's left in this area and just turn it into nothing.
And don't tell me there are farms other places, because if you don't protect the farmland right where you are, who else is going to? Everybody thinks it's someone else's job, and it's not.
No.
It's all of our jobs. Right here, right where we are.
I mean, the major issue here, obviously, is that people just don't understand where their food comes from. They've got no clue, so it's not a pressing issue for them. It's a pressing issue for people like us who know where our food comes from, who wants to know where our food comes from, who cares about where their food comes from. But because people are just so good at going into the grocery store and just grabbing what's on the shelf that it's not a big deal. It's just too easy. but we can't accept that. Like, there is a threat on farmland, on agriculture, on farmers in general. There's a reason that farmers are trying to sell this land. They can't afford to even be farmers anymore. I mean, when you look around, most of the stuff that they even grow isn't even for their own community. It's for
whatever brings in enough money for them to survive, and you can't blame them. The system's broken.
I mean, they're growing things because they get government funding or government subsidies. So here's, if you grow this, you grow more soybeans or you grow more corn, then we'll throw more money your way. But you can't just grow soybeans and corn and expect that that's going to be the answer. If we took all this land and we grew things that this community could share and be a part of, then we wouldn't need to be in some of the issues that we were in. We wouldn't be in a crisis that we're in. More people could grow their own chickens without having giant chicken houses. More people could own a cow. I mean, we have gone so far away from what made America what it is today that all we seem to want is
money.
Money.
I'm not opposed to progress, and I'm not opposed to businesses coming into our township, but they've got to add something other than tax revenue.
Yeah, and listen, don't kid yourself. We're not against having our taxes be lowered. Like, nobody wants to pay more in taxes. But
our taxes aren't going to go down. That's not a thing.
Taxes are not going to go down, and this is not a solution that's going to make things better in the long run. It really just isn't.
No. We're filming this on Tuesday. There's a township meeting tonight, which I will be attending, so I can ask these questions. What other solutions have been looked at? I feel like they're just taking the easiest thing. Let's put in a distribution center.
When we just don't feel like we've been supplied enough information for us to even be okay with what's taking place. And yeah, maybe there was something put out so that way we could be more aware, but if we haven't actually seen it, then was it really advertised well? I mean, how many people in this area are really informed about what's happening? Was there something sent home? Did we miss it?
We certainly didn't get anything in the mail. We stopped to read a sign up the road, just like the notice they posted at the end of our driveway so many times.
If we hadn't stopped to see the sign or read the sign, we still would have absolutely no Scooby-Doo of a clue.
Because we don't live right next door to the property. Because apparently 3 houses away, it doesn't affect us.
Right.
Makes sense why the people over there are trying to sell their house, right?
It does make sense.
Can you imagine what this would do to our property values? It would destroy it.
We already live next door to a pretty major highway. The amount of road noise that comes from that highway, it is incredible. Now, it's not too bad, but it's bad enough where some days Courtney can't hear me when I'm yelling from the porch to the barn. I spend so much time trying to filter it out of these videos so that way it's not distorting everything. It's not a fun situation. And now there's going to be a distribution center right over here where they're just going to keep coming and going. That's just not acceptable to me. So Courtney decided to make a small comment on her Facebook, just saying, hey, this is what's going to happen. I'm concerned. If you're concerned, come to the meeting. And the next thing we knew, the news station was here.
Oh, come on. Tell them first I got called a hyena on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
Bad guy.
Because that post kind of made a little bit of a stink and a lot of people were going back and forth. Courtney got called a hyena. We're not totally sure what that even meant, other than what, were you gonna go in there laughing and goofing? I don't really know.
I don't know. I mean, hyenas are pretty scrappy survivors, so I'm gonna take it as a compliment.
Okay, compliment it is. Well, the local news station saw that stink and decided that maybe they should come out here to Life on Beagle Road and find out what exactly is going on and why.
What my problem really is. And I told them.
Oh, she told them.
Distribution facilities could soon pop up in Londonderry Township, Dauphin County.
An important vote happens tonight. Some fear it is too much development. Daniel Hamburg reports.
Londonderry Township says zoning needs to be updated to reflect current industry uses, but some residents here say they don't want their neighborhoods being taken over by big industry. The closing of 3 Mile Island will cost Londonderry Township more than $356,000 in various taxes and charitable contributions. That's one of the many reasons for wanting to revise its C2 commercial district along the Route 230 corridor.
What they've come up with would really damage the character of our neighborhood. They're looking at putting a distribution center basically between where our property is here and our children's elementary school.
Courtney Archer is opposed to the change and fears what will come along with it.
It also is going to contribute air pollution right next to an elementary school, light pollution, traffic jams.
The amendment to current zoning would allow for logistics facilities such as warehousing and distribution, but excluding trucking terminals, also allowing mini warehouse or storage unit facilities and business parks.
Historically, they've tried to rezone it to residential and build a development there. Never came to fruition because they couldn't afford to put sewer in.
State mandated sewer improvements across the township will cost $27.5 million, but two interested developers have proposed contributing $15 million towards sewer lines and a pump station, according to the township.
I think there's a lot more we could be doing as a township to attract businesses that would contribute more than just tax revenue.
A public hearing on the matter will be held tonight at 7 p.m. here at the Londonderry Township building. In Londonderry Township, Daniel Hamburg, ABC 27 News.
That's where we're at right now. I was trying to stay out of all the drama. I kind of like flying under the radar. I think it's a great place to be. But that would be going against kind of what we said we were going to do, which was stick our necks out and fight for what we believe. So here we are, continuing to fight for what is right, or at least what we think is right, and what we believe. We'll see how it goes. We'll keep you in the loop. Have a great day.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Nice to meet you guys.
Thank you.